Okay, and we are live by the looks of it. Don't actually know. But today we are actually going to be taking a look at the newly mil-maxed sockets of my Ducky 1-2 Mini. And as you can see, if I remove this over here, the letter U is sticking out quite a bit in comparison to all the other keycaps. And that's because I can't actually put the key down. In other words, the switch itself is resting above. So I'm going to have to fix that, take that apart, and then go back into the typing test. Because yesterday we did a typing test. It wasn't that bad, but I was having issues because of how tall these SA keycaps are. I was actually hitting Windows as I was typing, just with my corner over here. So we're going to try to at least fix the U problem. Not a problem with you. There's a problem with me, honestly, and my skill issue in doing this. So we're going to actually start with that first. Alright. Holy Jesus. Where am I? Where is it? Where is it? Right. I actually have to remove the keycaps first, and that's what we're gonna start with. So, what have we learned when doing mil-max? So, mil-max sockets are actually not bad. However, if you are trying to, keyword is, sorry, throat's a little sore, and rough, honestly. But if you are actually trying to put mil-max or mil-max one of your old keyboards, you definitely have to clean it as much as possible. Cause I've hit a couple issues or snags where I noticed I had just a little bit solder, and that's all it takes, just a touch of solder to be unable to push the keycaps through. And I had a pair of 70 keycaps and ended up with, how many left? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. So I lost 3 quite easily because the solder goes into the mil-max socket, and if it goes into the mil-max socket, you kind of lose the ability for hot swap. And we're trying to avoid that at this point. But that is pretty much it. I want to make sure that it is going. But we'll see if we get any issues here. Hopefully not. But yeah, no. Recently I've hit, oh yeah, see, I just pulled that out quite easily. I don't know what's going on with those sockets, but there is something wrong because I can't push it through even with a unused switch. But we should be able to figure that out once we tear apart the keyboard and put it back. Therefore, it should be a little bit different. Well, holy crap. I don't know what's been going on recently, but everyone's sick, everyone has a rough cough, everyone's not doing too hot, but at the same time, I just think the flu's going around. I don't have any clue whether that is the case or not, but that's what it feels like. Oh, that's weird. How is that even possible? Huh, that's weird. That's all the keys. Huh? Is there more spaces? That makes no sense. That's all the keys. QWERTY, I, oh, where's you? Ah, I was simply a fool. It is UIO. Yeah, that's one of the ways I memorized that section there. I thought of a sentence that would actually relate to it. So it was UIO. Why? It's UIO. And that's one of the sentences I actually use. But that is what it is. It's not quite horrible, not that great, but holy crap. And a lot of people say halls really work, especially with that sore throat or like a rough throat. And I find that it kind of works, where it would be very much like one of the medicine I had as a kid. It's called, I believe it's called Prospan, where it kind of looked like a leaf. And I think, yeah, no, it looked like one of those marijuana leaves, but it was, what was it called? The one that isn't illegal to use, and it's used in a lot of other medicines instead of just marijuana. It's not tobacco. It's a different one entirely. No, I have no idea what it is, but it's one of those. And what it does, it coats your throat, makes it a little bit numb, and you are actually not able to cough. The inability to cough doesn't negate the fact that you feel like you have a cough. You go and that's all you do. You're just heaving at that point. You're not even actually coughing. Like, you can't do that. You can just go. It was this weird thing. That's all it did. It just numbed your throat. I don't even know how it didn't numb the rest of your mouth. It numbed only your throat. And the muscles there just didn't want to contract properly, therefore allowing you to cough or cough. But that was the weirdest thing. I didn't understand how that worked. Then again, we are also in an era where we don't understand anesthesia quite that much, which is why a lot of hospitals have anesthesiologists, because it depends on where you're trying to apply the anesthesia on, as well as your weight, your tendency, your type of blood, your race, and you're like, oh my god, that is a lot. That is way too much. It is crazy. It's ridiculous. But, you know, it is what it is. It isn't the worst thing in the world, but it is what it is. Alright, so this is the issue that we're having here. It is the letter U. And the letter U seems to not sit properly, or it doesn't want to go through. I'm looking at it just from the top view, and it seems like it's going to be fine. That you can actually push it through. However, I was not able to push a switch through. So we're gonna take this apart. We're gonna look through it from the other side, and hopefully there is a hole that it can just go through, and there is no real issue. All right. So let's start with taking it off. I kind of want to use the LTT screwdriver, but this works fine for what it is. Should I just use the LTT? I'll just use the LTT. It has nice ratcheting sounds. Nice ratcheting sounds. Alright, we'll take this. We'll pull this out. You know what I hate about the whole LTT screwdriver thing that I've had? This is actually a really good screwdriver. The downside is, the weird part is, because of my eclectic collection of items, I literally need one screw or one bit out of every pack from their screwdriver set. It was stupid. It was ridiculous. When I found that out, I went, oh. I mean, I guess I can use the metric and the imperial hex bits somewhat interchangeably, but I don't want to use looser or excessively tight bits. That way it's a little easier on the shaft, or at least the screws don't get stripped. So it's one of those things where I'm sitting there going, and then the specialty. I do a lot of Game Boy stuff or Nintendo stuff, and I own a lot of Nintendo products, so you need a couple of Nintendo stuff. And then weirdly enough, some of my items actually do use security torques, and I'm sitting here going, I hate this. I hate this so much that I have to buy each and every one of the bits. And I think it was, how many bits was there? 5 or 6, and they were $12 each. 12 times 6. I don't think, oh Jesus Christ, that is a lot. That is a lot for just a screw. All right, let's see what has happened to the U. 9. Okay, it's the U, and yeah, it looks like I screwed up on the left hand side of the U. Therefore, I actually have to desolder it. So I'm gonna do that. Grab this. We're going to take our soldering iron, but this time we're gonna plug it in. And unlike last time, we are not going to burn ourselves, because the last time we did this, we actually burned ourselves a little bit. So here's hoping that we don't this time. Oh my god. Get in there. Come on. I don't understand why there are sockets that are excessively tight that you can barely push things in. I understand the thought that, oh hey, we want to make sure that it's socketed in and it doesn't fall out. Makes sense. Until you realize it's not ceiling mounted or anything like that. I guess if it is listed as a ceiling mounted strip, that'll be fine. Like this one I have over here, I have it there just for this reason. I don't have an extension cord. I realize that I do not have an extension cord, and it pisses me off because I literally need a single plug for this thing. And this is too short. This thing is literally an arm's length. I don't understand. I guess this is made for people who work on a desk and it just sits there on the desk for an extended period of time and it doesn't actually move. That's quite the difference. So I don't know. I don't normally use these things on a constant basis as work. Then again, I bought this again. How many years was it? It's been 5 years since I bought this, and it has relatively served me well. It's just I lack the skill and the experience to actually push through. So it's like, well. So yeah, exactly like that U. I don't know if you guys can see it. That is the U. Oh, you might be able to see it, but you can see the right-hand side of the U. Yeah, the right-hand side of the U is, you can see the copper section in the inside. The left hand, on the other hand, looks filled in. And that's why I was having trouble pushing the U in, is because some of the solder actually escaped into the socket instead of the other way around. So unfortunately, I'd have to pull this out. So I need to pull it out and replace it with one of these sockets. So we're gonna have lost a couple of 1, 2, 4, 8. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 7. There was 61 keys in here. So there's a 61 keys minus 70. So there's 9. I have 1, 2, 3, 9, 3. So 6 pairs are already gone. 6 pairs I have lost just attempting to min-max this. Some of them actually just flew into nowhere. One of the other issues that I've actually faced with the min-max while we're waiting for this to heat up is, let me see if I can find it. There is sections. Oh yeah, there's one of them. Here on the, I forget, the colon. I don't know if you can see that properly. But that is actually raised to all hell, simply because the pad where the copper piece that normally sits on the PCB has been removed because it was at an angle when it impacted. Therefore, it raised it, and now I can't just put it back. So that is unfortunate. It happened on a couple of the sections here. Oh, there's another one on X. So we're gonna leave it as is. As long as it's contacting, it should be fine. So X, I guess, is a little more apparent, as you can see. It's a lot more apparent. See? Normally, that wouldn't be raised that much. You can see the underside of the pad on that section there. See? So that is what we want to avoid when we're gonna do the actual keyboard that I want to do. So I'll just pull that down real quick. I should have done this before, but it is the keyword I want to min-max. I just wanted to use this as a sacrifice first. Okay. So this, boom. Look at that. This is the one I want to min-max. This is the Ducky Mega SF Emerald. Yeah, Emerald Edition. Ooh. Look how nice that color is. That color is absolutely lovely. It shines differently depending on what it's shining on. So as you can see, woo, quite nice. Here's the side profile. Honestly, I don't like the side profile. It's a little too soft for my liking. I wish it had harder edges, especially coming from something that sounds like Mecha 1-2 Mini. So this is a beveled edge. So if I go from the top here, right, it's beveled inwards, and I don't quite like that. I do like the fact that I can pick it up quite easily. However, it's a little too soft. The front side, it has this section as well. I don't like that. I wish it was just a flat section or a harsher cutout. Because again, as you can see, it is chamfered. It is rounded off. Like this entire keyboard for the most part is rounded, and I wish it was it had harder lines. If it had harder lines, that I would be a little more impressed by this, but just the colorway is one of my favorite colorways that I've ever seen on a keyboard. I'm looking at on stream. On stream, this is brighter than it's supposed to be. The camera's trying to compensate for it being really dark. So if it was darker, imagine that, what you're seeing, probably a little darker and slightly less saturated. And that's literally it. And it is lovely. I do like this one. It is one of my favorite keyboards that are pre-built. So this is not even a custom. It looks like a custom. It feels like a custom. It's made out of actual aluminum. And apparently only 2021 were made. And this was, I think it was 2022 when it released. Which is kind of, like, I think they missed the mark on that, but that is what it is. Alright, sorry about that. But yes, now that this is actually heated up, we can try to remove that section. Where is my tweezers? I had them about 10 seconds ago. I literally had tweezers like 10 seconds ago. Oh, there they are. So, tweezers, and we're gonna try to remove that left-hand side one of the U that I kind of screwed up yesterday. What I have to do is that. Going down. No. Yeah, looks like it's melted enough. Now I can go through the other side and pull it out while holding it down. Oh. Okay, come on. Come on, slowly. Oh my god, my nose is killing me right now. Yeah, no, there's something going around where... Oh my god. Oh. There's definitely something going around where there's a lot of people that feel sick. And I don't know if it has anything to do with what they call the white... what's it called? White lung disease. Everyone seems to be sick, sniffling and coughing, but no specific reason because no one's gotten out during that time, apparently. According to some people who totally went out and did not go out or did not go out. So there shouldn't be any reason for people to be sick. However, people are getting sick. So do be careful out there. It is quite an issue, fortunately. So try not to get yourselves sick if possible. Oh. Come on. We'll heat it up enough. Oh my god, it pushed down. I wonder if I can just shake it loose as I tap it, because that's annoying. There you go. Boom. Alright, now to show exactly what might have happened there. Oh. Yeah, the entire inside. So I don't know if this is gonna get picked up on camera because it's way too small. But the entire inside you can't see through. As you can see, it's not really showing. Okay, so that was the mistake that happened. So we are going to like we bent the pad there, but that's fine. As long as the pad by itself is intact, we should be able to keep going. Alright, where is one? And hopefully this doesn't fly out of my grip, but that's been happening quite recently, quite often. And that's because of the sheer amount of these things that I have dealt with over the past few hours. It's a little ridiculous, honestly. But, you know, it is what it is. If you want to gain experience, you're going to have to deal with it on a constant basis whenever possible, instead of procrastinating and doing a bunch of research without any actual evidence or experience to back it up. So as you can see, you know exactly what's going to happen, despite knowing absolutely nothing of exactly what's going to happen. I've been there myself. I say, hey, I think this is what's going to happen. I believe. And sometimes it happens. Most of the time, it happens. There are the few times where it simply does not happen, and I sit there going, huh, that is interesting that it fell outside of my expectations. It's very that meme where Eggman was going, oh my god, I did not expect that. But I expected to not expect certain things, so I totally expected that. But yes. So now, hopefully, we can get this to go through. Because I need it to sit down properly. If I can't get it seated properly, I won't be able to hold it down with... Oh my god. It literally just does not want to cooperate. You definitely want to cooperate. You want to cooperate. Right? Okay, how do I do this? It looks like... There doesn't seem to be a specific issue with the socket. It looks like it's relatively clean. Just have to make sure it goes through then. And that's the hard part. So if I can get it to stand up on that section, whatever solder is missing should be able to, or whatever solder is there, I should be able to melt by just pressing onto the copper. Because the copper should then melt it, whatever it is. Nope, I wasn't able to melt it. I tried. So what's happening is I'm trying to wiggle it into a place where it will just kind of sit there, even if it is resting on a piece of solder. So if I can get it to a point where it is at least resting on a piece of solder, I can then use the soldering iron to just push down while heating it up, which allows me to let it flow, and it'll allow me to push it through just normally. One. There you go. Like we got through. Ta-da! It is through. There is little to no solder in the back. Alright, that's good. Now, we can actually get some of the soldering iron and we're soldering the solder itself, allowing me to solder this properly, and then now I should be able to use the U. Hopefully this doesn't fall down, because this is the hard part of min-maxing sockets. There you go. Yep, that is min-max just enough, and then I can use my cleaner to ensure that this is clean. That way the top side doesn't get screwed over. Okay, and then on the top side, I just have to push down on it. Otherwise, I don't have a clean contact with the top pad. And the contact with the top pad isn't as detrimental if you don't have contact, because on the inside, in between the layers, there's actually a piece of copper. So you can actually get away by doing that. Where is the U again? Right there. The U is over there. And looks like we have enough to say that we have contact. I kind of want to put a little more solder on it. Although I am a little concerned that it might actually, that I might accidentally, how do you say it? Putting a little too much solder. There you go. That looks like an excessive amount of solder at this point. And now I can just push this down. There you go. You can hear a little bit of a click as I press down. Unfortunately, as I press down, I actually could hear a little bit of a click. Looks like we're able to go through just fine. Seemingly no issues on that left-hand side there. Seemingly, and I hope that is the case. I don't think I broke anything, but that is fine for now. Yeah, that looks fine. Looks like I have decent contact. Now we can actually test to see if the switch fits, because I screwed up with that W on the previous attempt. Everything else seems to be fine. I was able to push them in. I think there was, oh, there it is. Oh, it's sitting it properly. Ta-da! So the plate is good. Now I just have to unplug this. I think the only thing that was not working on this, I think, was caps lock, which I'm willing to concede. And the enter key. Should I just swap the enter key right now while I have everything set up? I'm going to swap the enter key right now while I have everything set up, because I might as well, because I do have a couple min-max sockets here, and I'm just going to use all of them instead. Oh my god. Alright. key. Okay, let's push down on the enter key. Come on. You know you want to move. You know you want to go. There you go. All right. As you can see, there's a soldered on. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. There's a soldered on Milmax socket. And we're gonna try to remove that real quick. Let's see if we can remove that real quick, because this is gonna be a pain. All right. Oh, how do you remove this? How would you remove this? I guess I could just do it this way. Allow me to touch while hold it down. Makes it worse. That makes it worse. I'm not able to push it down. This way, that way it has contact. Oh. Yeah, let me push it down on this while pulling. There we go. Getting it moving. Come on. Come on. You know you're hot enough. Do not touch the metal piece. Whatever you do, be very careful and do not touch the metal piece of the... What's it called? There you go. Do not touch the metal piece of the soldering iron. Jeez, oh my god. Finally. I was able to push it off. Alright, now we can go grab one more of these Milmax sockets. This is fine. Looks like it has no issues, and we're gonna try to slot that one in as well. Normally, preferably, you just take out all of the switches and you push. You take out all the switches and then you push it all through, and then you solder them all from the back. You can just tape it from the back side and you should be good. But right now we're just doing a couple of them, so it doesn't really matter that much. Oh my god. Maybe indeed I do have to hold it in that specific position, because that is annoying. But yeah, so I'm just trying to get this on to... Yeah, trying to get this on there. So now, as you can see probably, it is just kind of sitting above. Yeah, there's sitting above where it's supposed to be. And then now I can just try to push down and hopefully we actually get it to go through. And we don't touch any of the other components. Okay, come on. There we go. Was able to do that. Yeah, looks like the enter is now clear. Now we can try to add solder to the enter button real quick while trying to maintain it from falling and then going on the backhand side and pushing it back down. And that's the hard part, the pushing it back down. There we go, 1, 2. And now it's pushed back down. And it's lying flat and as flush as possible with the PCB. With the enter key looking like it is good. But it doesn't look like it has enough solder yet again. So I have to do this a couple times just to get enough solder to make sure it has a decent connection. So I don't want to go too hard. There you go. Yep. Yeah, that looks about right. And go back on the top because again, we need to push down on it. There you go. Pushed down. And the enter key looks like it is fine. Ta-da! Alright. That's the enter key. Let's test it by pushing this in. So we should be able to push this in with no issues. Oh, hallelujah! Now it's in. Awesome. There's one more key, I believe. I can't remember. Was it tab? Might be tab. Yeah, I'm right. It's tab. And then tab. Tab is the last one. Do I want to? Yeah, tab would be the last one. Caps, I think, is removable. No. Caps as well, unfortunately. Caps I can leave on, whatever, but tab I do want to make sure I can remove. Just to make sure I'm not going crazy. Yeah, no, I can remove the other switches. I just need to be able to remove the tab. Caps, not so much. Caps lock can stay, whatever. Caps lock is currently not working anyways, so we'll leave that as is. I think it's this one section of tab, not even the entire section. So we're doing the top section. So we're gonna hold this while trying to attempt to hold this down. Come on. I hate that it takes a while for the solder to start flowing. So long. Ridiculous. Come on. Is it, am I wrong? Do I have the wrong side? Pretty sure I don't have the wrong side. I hear it. I hear the before it goes. But still. Yeah, because that one doesn't look like it's having an issue. It's just like that one section. Come on. Come on. Pull up. Whew. There we go. I was able to pull that on. Oh. Let's see. Which one had an issue? Was it the top tab there? Might have been the top tab there. We'll try. Let's try pushing that back down first and see if that was actually the issue. Okay. Now that's been removed or added in. I'm checking to see if there's actually any solder. And yeah, there is solder in that section, so we actually have to push that out. Go. Where is solder in that section and push that out. There we go. Then from the other side, you should be able to just pull it out while holding onto it, because you have some solder on. Come on. There we go. Ta-da! Clear that out a little bit more. And 3. There we go. So should be able to clean this out a little bit. And then after cleaning it out, should then be able to put in the next Milmax socket. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 remaining Milmax sockets after this endeavor, because we wasted 3 just today. Well, no, it looks like it would fit, but it's not fitting in there, unfortunately. I moved this a lot higher, but I might actually accidentally burn myself, and I don't want to do that. Accidentally? Come on. No, it's not fitting. I'm gonna try to melt off some of that solder that's there. See if that makes sense. Because just a millimeter, not even a millimeter of solder, makes it 10 times harder to put in. Oh jeez. Okay, maybe I'm doing this a little wrong, but let's find out. Trying to push this in. Where'd it go? There you are. Holy crap, that flew. It came from all the way here to over there. And all I did was tap it. Jeez. It is ridiculous. Come on, just push down, dude. Come on. Can I hold this while pressing it with the heater? No, I need it to be at a steep angle because I'm being blocked by the board, unfortunately. I need it to be at this smaller angle, yep. While pushing down on it. If we can get this contact, push down a little. Okay. Looks like I got it in a little bit. However, we'll need to push down. Oh. 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 It almost pushed it down. It almost pushed it down. You can see there's a little bit of solder on that bit. Little bit. But I still need it to be held in place, unfortunately. So getting held in place is the hardest part. If I can get it to hold or stay in that one spot, then it should be good. No. Fell down again. Oh my god. This is why you don't want to screw up min-maxing your sockets, because once you do, putting them back in is such a pain that it might not be worth it, but is what it is, I suppose. Is what it is. I can't help it. Okay, come on. Now, just work. Just work. Come on. There we go. It has gone through. 1, 2, and boom. Ta-da! It is in. Alright, now that it's in, it should be fine. And now, again, we just have to solder just enough solder onto it to be able to use it. So that's that section, the top section of tab. Caps, the bottom section of tab. Caps, on the other hand, I don't really care much for. There we go. Now you gotta clean that off. Cleaned it off, should be good. And now go back on the top and push it back down. And 3. There you go. Same with this other section. 3. Ta-da! Yeah, that is fine. And both tabs are good. Although the other tab seems to be holding a little more solder than I'd like. Oh, is Escape one of them? Oh, looks like Escape also has the same issue. No! Is there no Escape for Escape? Oh, there is Escape for Escape. But looks like that top section there does have some solder in it, so I'm gonna remove that and replace it. Sure it doesn't have any solder. Otherwise, yeah, no, it does have solder, so unfortunately, it's not sitting properly. There we go. 1. Oh my god. This is the annoying part about min-maxing. Like, when you get to that point where you're just replacing the small issues that you've created for yourself, it takes 10 times longer than just doing it correctly in the first place. And I find that happens with a lot of things. It's a little crazy. It is what it is. I wouldn't say that there is much to it other than if you have to attempt to do it right the first time. I know I say, oh, don't be afraid to fail. And that's always going to be true. Always be okay with failing. Just make sure when you try to attempt to do something, try doing it right the first time. And don't expect to. Just make an attempt for it. You don't even have to actually pull it off. You just have to make sure that you try. And therein lies most of the difference with a lot of people. Some people, they try, but they don't try with any real effort. And that's what sucks about a lot of the times, where a lot of people just end up saying, oh yeah, I totally tried and it didn't work out. Did you try properly, or did you just try, said you tried, and just left it for dead, I guess? For lack of a better term. For lack of an inadequate term. For lack of an adequate. Not inadequate. Inadequate would be saying that it is not adequate, but it is adequate. We are looking for something that is adequate, is the difference. Oh, that's being held wrong. Oh, maybe a little higher, a little more to the side. Come on. Get in there. Get in there. Oh my god. Maybe I should try to push it in before actually going through, because if I don't push it in, it's just not gonna go well. So if I can get it to see, just a little. Just sit down. Just sit in that. Sit down and be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Wasn't there a song that was just sit down, be humble? I think there was more to that song than just sit down and be humble, instead of just sit down and be humble. Like most songs, you know? Oh my god. Oh, I think I got it. Oh, no, it fell down. Again. No, it does not want to stay in that position. Maybe if I hold it down. I think, yeah, no, the best way is to hold it down and push it with the soldering iron. That way it does end up being a little more melted. Keeps falling, unfortunately. I can't really do much. It's ridiculous. Now, if only I can just push down while heating it up, I should be able to. Oh, come on. Why are you tilted like that? Stop being tilted. Stop being tilted. Stop being tilted. No more tiltifying. No tiltifying. No tilt. No tilt. Zero tilt. Don't tilt. Stop tilting. Maybe? Do we got this? We don't got this. God damn it! That's the problem. That is the problem I'm facing right now. I'm getting to this. I decided for whatever reason to just do it anyways because it was not quite as perfect as I wanted it to. Meanwhile, it does technically work. But no, I decided, against my better judgment, to keep going. Oh my god. To keep going. Against my better judgment. The judgment was, no, it's technically a working item. You do not have to try harder. But no, my brain went, no, you know how to do this. Therefore, you can now fix it without much problems. Boy, was I wrong. I can fix it. There's a lot of problems, though, in that fix. One of those problems is that I'm using my left hand to do steady work and my right hand to not do steady work. Oh, maybe? Ah. What I should buy are those little small tweezers that are held open by pressing them and then held closed by letting go. Ooh, I'm gonna buy one of those. I think I'm going to a hobby shop this Friday, so I'm gonna buy one of those. The open close tweezers. Come on. Might be it. Oh. It is not it. It was far to one side. Oh, I might actually got it. I might have gotten it. I might have gotten it. There you go. I actually got it. Holy, that took way too long. And now, check if it... Oh dear. It might not be good. Well, we'll find out. We'll press down on it a little. Oh, that's the wrong one. Nope, it is folding on the wrong side. Alright, so that should be fine. And we're gonna test it again now. If there's any real change. I mean, it goes through. It's fine. It goes through all the way. That's a roll of lead. Okay, now I can pull this out real quick. Oh, Jesus. I hate that. I hate dropping things like that. It is ridiculous. But whatever. We accomplished what we set out to do today. And that is more than I need. So anyone doing anything for the New Year's resolutions? Actually going through and doing it? Here we go. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Like it's connected just well. Alright. There we go. We are connected. We are good. We can just push this through. Ta-da! Right, where's that other switch? No, everything is hot swapped. Oh my god. Holy. Alright. Now, again, we are left with 3. 1, 2, 3 remaining. It's kind of ridiculous, but out of 140. So that was 70 pairs. Now we are down 1.5 pairs. But now this entire thing is hot swap. No exceptions except for the caps lock. That's fine. Caps lock can go, you know. Can eat a bag of crisps. But yes, looks like enter is good now that we fixed that. K might be an issue, but doesn't look like it is. Might pull that out and add a little more solder to it. J, H has over soldered. G under soldered. D, I broke one of the sections unfortunately while trying to min-max it, but as long as we have contact, it's fine. D looks like it's not. Is D removable? Where's D? D should be removable, but we'll find out real quick. D is removable. Yeah. Okay. So nothing crazy. I thought I had an issue with the letter D. Why is it all the suspect letters? D, the U. Alright. This is one thick plate, by the way, guys. Look at that. It's a really thick plate. This is on a gaming keyboard from 2015. Can't wait to open up the other one. I'm gonna hot swap it or Milmax it, and it'll be great. The problem with Milmax, it does take a considerable amount of money just to get the hot swap feature. Cause I was looking at online, it's about how many bucks? For 140, it's almost 70 bucks just to be able to hot swap. So you're spending 70 bucks to turn any keyboard into hot swap. And I think that was specifically for 140 again. That way I would have, what's it called? I would be able to get a 65%. But going with what I know now, I might go for 10 more just because I'm probably going to screw up even on the other board despite knowing what to do now. That's the difference. Now that I know what to do, I know that I'm going to screw up big time regardless of what happens. So that's going to be it. All right, let's put this back together so you can see. Actually, do we want to tape mod it? I think tape mod would be great on this keyboard. What do you guys think? I know it's already a muted keyboard, but let's not tape mod it because it does have a lot of spikes in it. But tape mod should work. Makes it sound thicker, but it already sounds pretty good. So I'm going to leave it as is. And we might actually fill this section with some foam. Let's fill that section with a little bit of foam, honestly. Because I do have extra foam, I believe. Yeah, you have extra foam. Extra foam in the fishing cap jar. Why I saved a little bit of foam. That. That's about it. The other side. Oh. Ta-da! Now these little section here will be. Okay, let's. This way. Hold it. Hold it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna fold this side. Then I'm gonna take the other end, push that through, and fold it on the other side. Boom. Now we have an evenly distributed foam, I guess. Then we're gonna push longer on that side. Yeah, that should be evenly distributed foam for the most part. Not the most even thing, but it should work for our purposes of dampening some of that hollow sound, right? So now, while doing that, see if we push this down in that cavity. Oh Jesus, my nose is absolutely screwed. Oh, dude, I've had different sneezes across the years, and at one point when I was trying to sneeze, I had it sounded like a laser. I kid you not. Apparently my sneezes sounded like a laser. It was like pew pew pew, choo choo choo, but not anymore. I don't even know how that happened, but it was happening. I do remember that relatively distinctly. Let me push this through. 1, 2, 3. Center one first. Then we're gonna do up one here. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna do 3 turns. That way we can do the star pattern for it. Oh, I forget this is magnetic, so I don't really have to care as much. But It is a steel plate. They use the steel plate, by the way, guys. So this is magnetic. I can actually magnetize myself to it. This is the sad part. Which is why I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't think steel is the best choice. I think alu would have been better. But then again, steel is a denser metal than aluminum. Therefore, it gives you a solid typing feel in comparison. So who knows? Maybe that was done intentionally. Specifically going for a middle. Alright, let's go tighten these things. 2, 3. Because if we go too hard, it might not be the best idea. Alright. That looks good. Alright. Ta-da! Alright. Oh my god, no. Alright. Let us give it a test after this. And we might actually give it a test for a sound test. Let's give it a sound test. Looks like it's gonna be a short stream today. Ooh, okay, not horrible, not horrible. Still sounds fine. It sounds a lot more solid than previously. Because previously that actually sounded just as large as this. But these are SA keycaps, by the way. So they actually sound quite different in comparison to the normal Cherry keycap set, which is a bit different. Unlike the Cherry keycap set, which is a lower profile, this is a high profile or tall keycap. And tall keycaps, it's not just aesthetic, because some people just wanna, because they lift their hands over the keys and it creates no issue when typing. And for some people it is more ergonomic, because when they lift their hands they smack into the keys a little harder, so the lower typing or the lower angle or steeper or shallower, that's the word, these shallower keycaps actually hurt a bit more compared to the SAs, because you get to the keys a lot faster. There's a lot less momentum carried over from the travel from when you lift your hands compared to if you were on a regular Cherry set, which is much lower. Tab? Hello? Get in there. Yeah, that sounds a lot less hollow than it was before, because earlier, before I put in the section where there was no foam, it sounded a bit hollow. So now it sounded a lot less hollow. Yeah, it's a lot more solid feeling. I don't know, I like the hollow one a little better because it had a nice ring to it, but we'll find out here. These are unlubed switches too. Alright, looks like that's done. We'll put this aside. Now that's done. That way we don't burn ourselves. That has already happened yesterday, as you can probably see. Or not. Yeah, it is this. Oh yeah, that hurts a little. I didn't contact the metal long enough for it to be an issue, and doesn't seem to bubble. And a lot of people think that, oh, if you burn yourself, put some cold water on it, just it'll be fine. What you want to do is put it over cold water for an extended period of time, at least 1 minute. And the reason for that is because what's happening is your body, or that part that got burned, is trying to gain equilibrium. Or what equilibrium? Temperature equilibrium. In other words, it's trying to match the rest of your body. So if this is 100 degrees, your body is about 36. It's slowly turning it to 60. So what you want to do is, instead of slowly cooking your skin or your flesh, you want it to contact cold water for as long as possible. That way it will try to heat up the cold water more than your actual flesh, which makes it heal much nicer. For example, I held this for at least a minute, and you can barely see it now, which is good, because yesterday I definitely burned that much harder than I thought. I wish it was. There we go. So we'll put this on the side. That should be fine. Bits. Okay. Put this aside. Let's clean up, of course. Put this to that section. Boom. The one thing I like about this is that I can actually just hold it this way. It's not intentional. I think. Oh, if anyone, okay, I'm taking this idea. If I become able to create an object for the whole keyboard community, this is what I'd be making. I'd be making a switch puller. So instead of having the switch puller on the other side, I'd have one that works as a cap for this, and it works on the other side as well. So it goes through here and through there while being able to be a switch puller. That is an idea. Look at that. Now you have a bigger handle if you wanted to. Normally when I have this handle, I just do this. And I go. Sometimes I go from the middle and I go. And I use my pinky to actually push it out. Key. Ow. I cramped. Oh, that's without actually anything there that you could cramp. Holy Jesus. Alright, let's put this back. Put that in here. Out of sight, out of mind for now. This doesn't want to go where I want it to. Stay. Alright, you're good. Alright, mouse. Here. Same with you. Move over. LTT screwdriver from lttstore.com. Ta-da! It's actually a nice fidget spinner. Ooh. You hear that? Ooh. And honestly, even the cap, you can just kind of fiddle with. Yeah. I had a little bit of fun when I reviewed this thing. It was actually pretty good. The other one is a little looser though, I will admit, at least the top cap, so you can actually fling it. But this one, it doesn't seem like you can fling it to... Oh, you can. You can fling it to open. Again, I would not suggest it, just because the bits can actually fly out regardless. I know it looks like it's secure in there, but if I shake this hard enough, it might actually fly out. Can I? Oh. Oh. See? See? And also, I think I broke the other one doing it that way, so I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm done. I'm done. A couple tries just to prove that I can do it, but it's not something I would recommend, honestly. I do like this screwdriver though. I do have the black one, the pure black one, including the black shaft. But that's almost an LE at this point. So I might just keep it to have it. Because I wanted to have that. That way there's a patina to it. Where you can see all the nicks and scratches. Even this one has a nick. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, there's a little line over there. So you know that I used it for a bit. So yeah, I really think it being able to patina. The problem is you can't get them anymore. And I get it. I think Linus had that thing where, oh, he wanted to look as new as possible all the time. And honestly, if this was a brass coating and it looked all smudged and scratched, even the handle, I think that would be cool. It was 100% used kind of item. You know? This is dope. Oh, this is dope though. I do like this. One of my favorite colors of my grandpa is orange. He would absolutely love one of these screwdrivers. I should give him one, honestly. I think I should. Because I know Grandpa does a lot of work around the house. Owns multiple complexes because of the family. And then the family just be like, just rest, it's fine. And I have a sneaking suspicion that Grandpa's gonna croak if he doesn't have anything to do. As long as he has something to do, he's gonna keep going and going and going and going until his body can't take it anymore. And everyone says, no, just rest, this, you know, it'll be fun, enjoy your life. I'm like, no, this is his enjoying life. This is him enjoying life, doing a bunch of things that he wants to do because he believes he has to do it. And if he doesn't have that, he will croak. I think his body will just go, oh, I'm done anyway, so I guess I can give up now. So if you're looking for something to do, oh my god, that is a little much. So if anyone wants to get those fake scars that they have, you can just put a hairband behind, on the wrist. Okay, anyways, before we get to ridiculous levels, how about we actually get into a typing test? As you can see here. Ta-da! Alright, we're gonna test this out with a quote, and we'll see if the quote is any fun. Ooh, lovely, lovely, lovely keyboard. Oh my god. Alright. Okay, so this is the Ducky 1 version 2 mini, a 60% keyboard with SA keycaps, and the only change we have done is put some cotton in the back, so some filler in the top section, and we mil-max the board. Let's see how it sounds with all those modifications. Not a lot of modifications, but there are some. So let's actually get into this a little bit, and we'll talk about the quote. Boom! 88 words per minute. Not bad. We were having issues previously, even reaching 75 words per minute, and looks like we had a nice burst into the hundreds and held it for a little bit. But we did get a low of 44, unfortunately. Alright, so let's see what this quote says. History is not merely a linear collection of points that we pass through on a timeline. They are connected by a line. No, perhaps it's more accurate to say that they are made to connect. So yeah, a lot of people think it's linear and you just go through this track and you always go through it. I think it's kind of similar to a, well, not really a track, because the track is a 2D version of what it's saying. It's more of, if you see railroad tracks, some of them have switches, some of them go underground, some of them go over, because you can see some of them, they're going on the same path, because a lot of train tracks, they go to the same cities, but in order to have enough space, they kind of lay on top of each other, kind of like this. And then the station, when you get into the station, one is underneath and one is on top. But it's the same station in the same location. So it's kind of like saying it's the same time on the timeline, but it's two different sections. So that's how I see a lot of time by itself. It's just a bunch of actions that are happening simultaneously across the universe. But the thing is, we don't have any actual access to it other than moving forward in one direction on one line. And we can't get off. It's very Hotel California. So that's what I think time is. And it's very similar to something like string theory. I think it's the closest. And a lot of people will be like, oh, string theory, that's what the entire universe is made of. And it's on a micro scale. I'm like, no. I think it's the other way around. I think string theory works on a macro scale, not on a micro scale. I think it works in the laws of the gigantic universe that we live in. However, it doesn't work in the micro scale. I think atoms work in the micro scale. String theory works in a macro scale, a large piece of, the universe. All right, let's go into the next quote and let's see what we can do. Okay, again, this is the Ducky 1-2 mini with some cotton fill up the top and mil-maxed. There you go. 67. Not bad. I don't like it, but looks like we hit a raw of just around 100 at the peak and a low of 24. I made a bunch of mistakes there, unfortunately. But let's see what is being said. Oh, I upriver, not UI river. All right. He was close, real close. I couldn't see him yet, but I could feel him, as if the boat were being sucked upriver and the water was flowing back into the jungle. Whatever was going to happen, it wasn't gonna be the way they call it back in Natrang. Alright, Natrang, I have no idea what that is. Real close, I couldn't see him yet, but I could feel him, as if the boat were being sucked upriver. So this looks like a godly kind of thing where everything leads upstream to this person, and the water was flowing back into the jungle. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, that does seem like... Where is my water? I had water about 10 seconds ago.
Water. Where's the water? I'm getting thirsty. There it is. This is not a voice changer. This is just me pretending to have a bassy, deep, growly voice.
So, anyone who hasn't drank water yet should really drink water. Because, well, you're not thirsty. You probably are now. But basically, that was a water check. Alright. Now, we're gonna do... Be real close. I couldn't see him yet, but I could feel him, as if the jungle boat were being sucked upriver. That I don't entirely know. It looks like you're being pulled back is the feeling I'm getting here. No idea. I don't know what Apocalypse Now is, so we're gonna leave that as is, and we're gonna do one more. Alright. Actually, we can go into... We can try the pandas on the... Yeah, because we have the glorious pandas that we can try. Let's try the glorious pandas on these. We can do that, and then that's it. Alright. Let's try. Oh my god. Mitski, carry me out. So that sounds like a song that I'm not aware of. Alright. I drive when it rains. At night what it rains, I drive. And the headlight spirits, they lead me down the sticks, so black it shines. Huh. Oh my god. Okay, so I drive when it rains. At night, when it rains, I drive. I don't know about that. That sounds really suspicious. And the headlight spirits, they lead me down the sticks, so black it shines. Headlight spirits. So yeah, no, it's one of those things where the Styx apparently is a river of souls. Other people say that it's a river that drains you or washes you of your soul. Some other think that it is a place where it condenses your soul, and another thinks it makes your spirit pure. So it would depend on what it is. So black it shines. Is black clean or is white clean? A lot of people associate with white being clean, but of course, it's not necessarily easy to keep white clean. Like, I wear a white shirt, and literally the moment a speck is on it, it is horribly, horribly, horribly obvious. So I would not recommend it, especially if you are an entirely messy person. I know there are a lot of people that are messy, and some people literally just getting splatters on them unknowingly. For example, I ate pho at one point, and oh my god, Literally, I was bending over just to make sure I didn't get anything on my white shirt. And what happens? Guess what? There are 3 specks on my white shirt. And it looked bad. It looked really bad. It looked like I was a baby. It's ridiculous. So that's why if you want to clean your baby and make sure that they are clean, yeah, give them a white shirt. But as they grow up and they're trying to clean themselves up or stay clean, black shirts are much better just because once you have a black shirt, it's very hard to spot stains. Alright. Alright, let's take this off and we're gonna actually try to go for the Holy Pandas. The Holy Pandas, the Glorious Pandas. We're gonna try the Glorious Pandas real quick and see if that makes a difference. Before that, let's actually change into just not punctuation, no numbers, no. Time. We'll do a 30-second test and see where we go from here. All right. Okay. Oh my god, that was so bad. I stuttered so much. But yeah, no, this sounds a lot more solid than it was previously. And I think part of it is because I'm screwing it a little too tight. But that's fine. It still sounds plasticky. Okay, we're gonna try it with the Glorious Pandas. Grab Glorious Pandas. Boom. Glorious Pandas. And we should have enough for a 60% keyboard. Man. So many times. Okay. But this year, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Talking about the new year. This year, I'm definitely going to do at least 1 video a month on YouTube because I know with YouTube it's a little different, and honestly, I should be editing these VODs or these streams a little bit so that, you know, you get a little bit of talking. Very similar to Alex Soto's. You get the vibe that it's going for while being still able to get it in a short period. So you get there, you get to the point where you're talking about the switches. And I find that this is a little more hollow. It feels a lot more solid than I would like it to be in terms of a sound, but it still feels like a solid piece of plastic more than anything. And mind you, it is just a piece of plastic and is definitely solid as in terms of being a piece of plastic. However, I don't know. I prefer a little hollowness to the sound, or a little bit more towards the mid. This is a little too high pitched for me in comparison. But I don't know. I would think that having a higher pitched, poppier sound might be fine. This is a very mid-focused switch, so we'll try to do that. Because I know, for example, the Bad Seed Tactiles are much poppy in comparison. Might be able to try that next time, but I'll have to remove it from the other keyboard, so I don't know. I don't really want to do that. One of the other things I actually do want to try are the V2s of the Bad Seed Tactiles. But like I said, I don't really have that much bandwidth right now. It is a relatively new switch, but I don't know. I might like wait for it because looks like the travel is a little different and there were issues with batch 1. So might actually wait for a little bit, see if batch 1 of this specific switch has less or more issues. Probably less issues, to be honest, but you know, we'll see how it goes after that point. Because right now, as it stands, I don't hate the current version of the Bad Seed Tactiles. But looks like that's been changed. The one thing that I liked about it was the long pole stems were actually excessively long, creating this nice poppy bottom out, while also giving a more responsive feel, because it feels like right after the bump and right before you expect the bump to end, the switch just stops. That's it. It bottoms out. And to me, that is kind of fun. That was a different type of feel. It wasn't normal, and it's felt somewhat intentional because it stops right before you kind of, your brain expects it to stop. Yeah, no, it just hits that wall. Right before you expect the bump to end. Right before. So it felt terribly, what's it called? Intentional? Even though it wasn't. Apparently that was an issue where the stems were a little too long. So they've quote unquote fixed that. But that's what made it interesting to me. So this might actually just be a somewhat regular switch that is highly tactile. And it calls to you. It just goes, no, we are tactile. Pay attention to me right now because you kind of have to. Although to me, I don't really like it in that configuration. Alright. We're going to take these off. We have so many speed coppers right now. It's kind of crazy. I don't like that we have so many speed coppers. Here's way too many. Because speed coppers are... Oh geez. Come on. Pull up. There we go. Yeah, no, I know these things are all hot swap now, so it's fine, but some of them are just getting a little more stuck than others, and I don't like it, but it happens to do with the Switch and how it sits on the PCB. Oh, I just realized. I might be able to remove the plate if this happens. Oh. No? Didn't I just remove this earlier? We fixed the escape earlier, didn't we? We did. We did fix the escape earlier. No way. Do we want to? The backspace as well? Alright, you know, we're here. We can unscrew it real quick. We'll find out by unscrewing it real quick, unfortunately. Oh my god. How? Just how? I don't even understand how that happens. That makes no sense, man. I intentionally checked just to make sure this wouldn't happen, but it happened anyways. It is ridiculous. Do not recommend Milmax. I really do not. Hot swap, he says. It'll be easy, he says. He was wrong. There we go. Oh, this calm music is absolutely making wonders for the anger that I'm feeling right now in the back of my head. The backspace indeed does have a section there. Alright, so I'm going to desolder that and solder in a new one because apparently I forgot. I'll plug this in real quick. There we go. Grab my mat. The fun it doesn't fall down. Oh, how did I do this the first time? Okay. The life of a keyboard YouTuber and a streamer. All the issues have to do with keyboards. I mean, yeah, because you deal with them constantly. Therefore, you should... Wait, what? No way. Okay, while waiting for this to actually heat up, what we're going to do is we're going to remove the rest of the switches. Alright? That way we aren't wasting too much time. No waste of time here. Alright? If we are wasting time, we are wasting all of the viewers' times. Because you should be doing some work. You should be doing something productive. And if you're doing something productive, congrats! You are not entirely wasting your time. You are filling your time with more things than you normally would. Okay, you can watch stuff like this while doing some chores, or throwing the garbage, or washing some dishes, or what are other things that people do? I wonder, because a lot of people end up, how do you say it, going through and doing things and not paying attention to what they're doing. I watched this video. I forget who it was. If it was Ali Abdal or Tom Frank or whoever it was. And I think one of the hacks they had was, oh, by the way, like if you haven't already, make sure when you make your coffee, when you cook your food, is to just sit there and cherish the time that you actually have. Don't sit there and just go, oh, I already did my food, do it as fast as possible. Just enjoy your time. You don't have to be on a rush all the time. You don't have to go, oh, be productive, be productive, be productive all the time. Just sit there, enjoy the coffee, is I think what he said. You went out to a restaurant, enjoy the food in the restaurant. Don't bring out Twitter. Don't bring up X. Don't bring up anything else. Just eat the food, chew it, savor it, wash it around your mouth if you have to. But don't just say, oh, I ate the food. I paid this money to eat the food. Don't go to a fancy restaurant and say, just to say, I went to this fancy restaurant. It was good. I literally have a friend who went all the way to Japan. And I was like, oh, what did you do? And he gave me a breakdown of his itinerary. And I don't mean, he told me what his experience was. He told me, I went to Japan. I took a flight at 12 o'clock. And I arrived the next day at 12 o'clock, but the next day. I'm like, okay. And then he goes, and continues. And he continues. It's crazy. It maddens me because I'm sitting here go, what was your experience in Japan? How did you enjoy it? And he went, yeah, I went. And then after that, we went to the hotel. We checked in at 12:50. It was really fast. I was like, dude, I don't need the timestamps of your entire, what's it called? Your entire trip to Japan. I'm just asking, how was Japan? And he was like, oh yeah, I'm getting there. I'm like, okay. And then the next day, we decided to go to McDonald's at 7 o'clock in the morning. Can you forget the timestamps and tell me like how was things and what you did? What did you enjoy? And then like, oh, okay. And all he did, he dropped the timestamps. He did. It was the same thing. Then we went here. We had the wine. We went there. We had this other thing. We went here. We ate this type of food. We went here. We tried the onsen. We went here. We went to the museum. We went here. Bro. No, this is not what I wanted. I wanted you to tell me, how did you enjoy Japan? I didn't want you to tell me, this is what I did in Japan and that's it. Give me the story. Give me the details. Don't give me, I went there, I did this, I went there, I did this, I went there, I did this. Okay, cool. Did you enjoy it? Like, did you get into the onsen? Oh, I didn't go to the onsen. Okay, why didn't you go to the onsen? It was too hot. And for those that don't know, an onsen is a hot bath. Of course it was gonna be hot. What did you expect? It's an onsen. It is literally a hot bath. How come? Oh, did you even dip your toe into it? Like, yeah, I dipped my toe into it. And it was too hot. What? Give me some details here, man. Help me out. You're a really boring storyteller, you know that? It's not an itinerary. I'm not asking you, hey, give me a breakdown of exactly what you did and exactly what you were doing. And apparently no. That's exactly what his brain thought. What are you doing? How are you doing it? Are you doing it this way? I'm saying going, Jesus, that is not how I expect a vacation to be. If that is how you expect your vacation to be, holy crap, I'm never vacationing with you, period. Just screw that. That sounds like a horrible vacation, bro. That doesn't sound like a vacation. That looks like a horror show at this point. It was ridiculous. I don't know. Some people are like that, though. You can't really... How do you say it? You can't really help how they are. They just are the way that they are. Right? You can't be, oh, can you be better? Please, thank you. Can you get good? Are you able to get good? They're like, no. Because this is how it works. I'm like, no, it's not. You're just boring. You just don't like to do the things that other people do. You're playing a boring life and you're complaining that nothing ever happens in your life. Ever had that thought that, man, I wish I could do all these things that other people do, and you say to yourself, no, I couldn't do that because I couldn't afford it, and you've never looked at the price and apparently it was only $5? Those are the times where you go, oh, I totally could have done this with everyone else. I thought it was gonna be expensive. Did you look up the price? No. A lot of people don't even look up the price of these things, and they just assume for some reason that it's so expensive. And some of these hobbies, even keyboards, they're not that expensive. They're just they take a lot of time and research, but they're not actually expensive. They're just time consuming more than anything. So I don't know. It's just one of those things where you go, oh, that's all it is. And once you figure that out, that oh, you can actually afford to do these crazy experiences that you thought you would never get to do, just because you believed it to yourself that no, you never get to do it, and it's one of those things that you're never gonna get to afford in your life. And what if someone was able to spot you? What if someone was saying, hey, why don't we do this thing? We're gonna do it all for free. I'm paying for it because it's my birthday. Some people are like that. They just want to be able to let other people experience things. And if you have friends that are like that, man, those are some of the funnest friends, honestly. They're the most fun. Because those guys, they will do so many things, and you will just be confused on exactly how and why they're able to do all of this. It's not even that they're rich or anything, that they're willing to try anything and everything for the first time constantly. That is one of the few things that at one point I wish I could just do. I can just go, oh yeah, I'm gonna just do that. And once I do that, I'll be able to do all the other things. You know? But it ends up being one of those, oh no, I tried to do that and then I failed, so I'll never again. I'm like, buddy, how about you try again? And how about you actually try this time? Instead of going, oh no, I can't do it. I've actually hit so many people in my life that, oh, you can't do it. I'm like, why? And they go, because you can't do it. I'm like, okay, no, seriously. You say you can't do it, but you don't understand why you can't do it. You just believe you can't do it, but you don't understand the reasoning why you're unable to do it. Therefore, I think you can do it. You're just scared to. And they're like, yeah, exactly. I'm scared to do it. I'm like, yeah. But how do you know you're going to fail if you've never tried it? They're like, because I feel like I'm going to fail. Well, yeah, that's fine. Let's just do it. But everyone's going to make fun of me. Yeah, I'm going to make fun of you. And when I try things, you make fun of me. That's how that works. That's fine. I'm not hating on you because you failed to do a specific thing. I'm hating on you. I'm not hating on you. I'm making fun of you because you failed spectacularly. And that's literally it. And honestly, failing spectacularly is absolutely hilarious. I find it absolutely hilarious. But not a lot of people do either. So some people just don't like the fact that they even fail. The simple fact that failure is an option to them is an absolute pain. They do not want that. They want to be quote unquote perfect. But in their strive for perfection, they end up being imperfect because they don't bother trying. You know? It's one of those things that I've seen way too many times. And having seen it so many times in my life, I definitely want to be that guy who actually tries it. And I know I can't afford it as much currently, but whenever I get the chance, oh, it's free, I'm gonna spot you, I'm gonna do that. I'm like, okay, look, here's the deal. I know you can spot me. At the same time, and I don't want to be a burden to everyone here if I keep doing it. So if you spot me, make sure not to spot me on the next one until I pay off my other stuff, right? And oh Jesus, and some of them are like, no, it's okay, man. Like sometimes it's fine. I have the money. You don't have to bother. And I had to explain that, look, sometimes it's not about the money. It's just I feel bad for myself that I'm not able to afford this despite you guys being able to. You know what I mean? So I just want the thought that, hey, I'm not a burden to you guys. Even though I am relatively fun to hang around with, I just don't want to be that guy going, oh, hey, by the way, can you spot me? Every time. I don't want to be that guy. At all, period. 1, 2. If you need help with something else, feel free. I do a lot of tech stuff like this, and if you have a thing that you need help with, just let me know. I'm going to help you by teaching you how to do it, but I don't want to help you by just doing it for you. if you want me to just do it for you, you're gonna have to pay for it, because at that point, I might as well be compensated for my time, you know? Versus the other way around. Which one was it? The bottom one. So yeah, it's just one of those things where, hey, look, eye for an eye kind of thing, and it's a good deal. And I'm not ever gonna screw them over, because there's no point. If I screw them over, it just looks bad on my part at that point. And no one's ever gonna come back to me. What? The tab crashed. What is going on? Oh, Jesus. What is going on? Uh-huh. Well, looks like it's fine for now. But looks like I might have to end stream in a bit, because something is happening with my computer where the memory is getting overrun constantly. There's just a bunch of things running in the background, unfortunately. It looks like I'm done anyways with this specific one. I'm just gonna have to test it out real quick. See if it works. It works! Hell yeah. Okay. Switch puller. Okay. Do that. Again. This. I wonder what happens and why this is happening, kind of thing. Because that is not. That's not good. Let's leave that in the background. Jesus. Uh-oh. Alright, okay, looks like I'm back. Everything kind of just died on me, unfortunately. Okay. Looks like I'm fine. Uh-huh. You know, I'm failing to load a bunch of things, so this might be the end here for the stream, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, that's being held there, so we're gonna take these. And hopefully, this will go in fine. Yeah, this is gonna sound a little different. So we're gonna put this in. Alright, we're gonna do as much of this as we can, and we're gonna quickly end. That way I can restart my computer. Because this has happened for the second time in a row, unfortunately, which makes it a lot harder to be able to go through and do things. So, hopefully this is going to be alright. No, it's just not going through. It's just not going through, unfortunately. So I'm effectively running blind right now, guys. I can't see anything.